Hello, everybody. My name is Alex Rusher, and you are listening to the Weebs and Memes Podcast. So, much like last episode, I'm starting off this without my trusty co-host, Nellie-san. Seems like he's gone for a bit, so that's why there's a big X over his iconography. Hey, Wolf Chaos, welcome to the stream. So, I'm going to be running this Sholo tonight. Gosh, I can English really well. But hopefully we'll still be able to get some talk about some of the airing shows. Rip Nelly-san indeed. But yeah, so we're gonna power on through. Hopefully everything works out. So let's get right into it. So starting off this week, we have episode number 3 of Island. So basically, this week, we had the obligatory beach episode because, of course, so everyone goes down to the beach. They're trying to get Rene out of the house, to, spend time and realize, hey, she might not have the disease that everyone on the island, or a lot of people on the island seem to have. And hey, it actually manages to work out. She does come out in a spacesuit, but that quickly fails. So she starts to become a little bit more aware that she can be more outside, which is cool. While exploring the beach, the group stumbles across a cabin hidden under the mountainside, and Rene starts to have a kind of flashback and collapses, and basically they all go back to their to the estate and relax for the evening, letting Rene rest. And I'm trying to remember all the remaining details. Then I think Karen starts to have some issues going on, especially relating to her family, and trying to get away from something. And at the end of the episode, she and Setsuna are in a room together talking, and we're left on a very close to intimate moment, so it's going to be very interesting to see what happens next time. But Island was pretty interesting this week. We had a couple more answers to our questions. It's a lot to take in, especially with kind of this show. It's trying to piece all the parts together and trying to understand what's going on, especially with how little we're given. It's trying to be very much slice of life and not as much mystery at the moment, which is kind of what it's supposed to. I'm just hoping it doesn't stack up all this hey, we don't have any mystery, and just tosses it all in a confusing globule at the end of the show. So we're just hoping that this will sort itself out. But that's it for Island this week. I think if Nelly-san were here, he'd probably give us a 6 out of 10. Alright, up next, Hanabado. This might be a shorter episode, just simply because I'm able to just rush through these. And I am going off memory for a lot of these. But hopefully we'll be able to get enough content, and we are going to be doing a subreddit to reaction. We aren't going to be doing meme economy this week, because meme economy was very confusing. I do not know how Nelly-san navigates it, but we will do a little bit of a Reddit reaction like all those YouTubers do. It's ridiculous. Anyway, we also had Hanabado episode number 3. And this episode had a little bit more of Ayano trying to get over her fear of playing badminton. And she actually plays against one of the previous players. We find out more about Ayano and how her mother was actually one of the best players, and she's just gone missing after Ayano lost a game. And we learn about, what's her name? I can't, the girl with the pink hair pictured here. She was apparently a previous rival, and is trying to be equals with Ayano. And they play a game. Ayano loses, and it's like, I don't want to play badminton anymore, and becomes sulking, or goes off sulking for like 2-3 days, until finally being brought back by Nagisa after being like, hey, let's, play a round or two out here in this park. And the episode ends all happy, cheery with, hey, we're doing this together, and it's super fun. This episode was a little bit weaker compared to others. Well, I for me personally, I found it a little bit stronger. It definitely had a lot more drama elements, and it definitely built the world a lot more, which is really cool. So hopefully, it continues to be interesting. So that was Hanabaro this week. Scrolling through the list, this row, didn't really watch any of these. As we said last week, Backstreet Girls, funny concept, definitely going to be something to go back to, or if you have time for it, watch it. Yume Okoku to Nemuru 100 Nin no Oji-sama, not really our demographic. Oh, I really wish Nellie-san were here for this one, as we got Isekai Mao to Shokan Shoujo no Dore Majutsu. So I actually watched this one a couple hours ago, and basically the synopsis is, after coming back from the previous quest, they receive their reward and get offered a quest directly from the Magic Guild source. In the previous episode, the one of the members of the Magic Guild who betrayed or who wanted Diablo killed tried sending him on a quest to get ambushed by the Elven like archery army or whatever, and basically, I should probably open it up in a new tab, whoopsies. Basically, he tries to get them killed. Doesn't really work. So this time they're now actually getting a mission directly from the Magic Guild. So hopefully this time it's a little bit more legit. So in this time around, Diablo and oh god, I forget her name. The blonde girl go out together on a quest. Sorry, just trying to make sure I can get as much information as possible. Diablo and the blonde girl go out on this quest while the girl with the black hair stayed back in the town. Their quest was to deliver some wine and gifts for the city as they tried to retreat from this threat known as the Fallen, which seems to be like some sort of like zombie kind of demon organization. There's also a bout between Diablo and one of the other guild members, who's like level 50, but that's still like nothing. And it's very one-sided still. But it was a fun little moment of, standard harem confusion. Why do these girls have collars around their neck? Well, I'm not going to stand for this. I'm going to be a white knight. So it was definitely a little bit of ironic humor to have in this. But basically, while Diablo and the blonde-haired girl now have to fight this fallen army, I heard the Magic Guild and thought Fairy Tale for a second. A little random thought. It's all good. Well, chaos. Sorry, reading chat. So while they are off, and they now are helping the army that's trying to escape from the Fallen, back in their starting town, the black-haired girl meets up with the leader of the Magic Guild, and the guy who was going against them bursts into the bar and is like, I don't understand why I got fired from this, because he got fired because he was being a jerk. I was only doing what was right. And uses a mysterious dark blade, and he turns himself into a fallen. But it seems like he doesn't have like conscious control over himself. It seems like some sort of devil is possessing him. So at the moment, this seems to be fallen seem to be demons of some sort, and it's very interesting. The episode ends on a cliffhanger as Diablo is about to square off against the leader of the fallen army. So it's going to be very interesting to see how the next episode goes. It seems like this show's, like, for all of its harem tropes, it's actually doing a good job of providing storytelling alongside of action, which is really interesting. Just generally, sometimes you get very much harem-y tropes or very much action-y tropes with these kind of things. So it's interesting to see a balance. We haven't had one of these in a long time. So just, if it's going to get any points besides the fact that it's absolute trash and you shouldn't watch it, that's what I can give it. So that ends Isekai Mao to Shokan Shoujo no Dore Majutsu, or what's the alternative name? How Not to Summon a Demon Lord. So yeah. Up next, we have Harukana Receive. Volleyball the Anime continued. So this episode, we actually break away from a bit from the beach and actually go into the school life that will be definitely only like 2% of the actual show. Because who goes to school in Japan, right? No. Basically, Haruka registers for school. First day, meets up with Emery and Claire, who are part of the volleyball club at the school. And so they both Kanata and Haruka decide to sign up, and hey, we're now in a volleyball club, and let's start doing a training montage. We have a quick game where Haruka shows off her ability to quickly learn. I think to make up for her starting from nothing, the writer was like, yeah, she's just, Kisei from Kuroko no Basket. So she's able to really quickly catch up, learning to adjust the amount of power that she puts into a spike to either increase or decrease the travel distance. So it was definitely an interesting episode. Not too much happened. Definitely setting up for tournaments and stuff and events, which, hey, we need something to happen, right? But that was basically Harukana Receive, episode number 3. Up next on our list, I'm going through these really quickly. It feels like, oh my god, not having anyone to bounce off of. It is difficult, I will say. Up next, though, we have Satsurikyu no Tenshi, or Angels of Death. Yeah, Angels of Death. So episode 3 was a fun little romp. Basically, Zach, the episode starts out with Zach, our serial killer with the scythe, meeting up against Eddie, the pumpkin man, and basically that first interaction, it's like kind of trying to size each other up. Eddie is showing like insanely obsessive behaviors about Rachel, and it seems like that's partially stemming from just being in the same age group, but also just I'm just trying to like piece all these together. It's not like I just didn't like binge through all of these. So basically, Eddie is like, Zach, why did you destroy all my stuff? I made this stuff. This is for Rachel. And Zach's like, no, I'm going to kill her. He's like, no. And then Eddie's like, no, I'm going to kill her. And then that goes on for a couple minutes. And then Eddie finally manages to meet up with Rachel. And it's like, hey, I'm going to kill you. And she's like, really? And he's like, yeah. And she's like, not interested. I want to have Zach kill me. And he's like, but why though? And she's like, well, he said he swore to God that he would kill me. Because apparently now that means a lot. It's very weird. Last episode Rachel had a little bit of an epiphany about God. And basically that seems to be the focus. I might have to wow, death friend zone low math. Oh, that's pretty good. But yeah, it seems interesting what's going on. I definitely am going to be rewatching this episode just to make sure I didn't miss out on anything important, because it does seem a little bit weird, but you never know. That might just be how things work. But basically, after a big old game of cat and mouse, Zach and Rachel team up in a way that leads to Eddie getting laid to rest in a coffin, and them finding their way to the 3rd floor. And in the little episode preview, it seems like this 3rd floor is going to be a jail cell, so that's going to be interesting. Additionally, one of the things that I think the promotional video showed off is I think that the next opponent's going to be Catherine Ward. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with this next episode. So this definitely still feels like one of the better shows that are coming out. So it's going to be interesting to see how it progresses. As I did like kind of sarcastically go with though for a second, is that the writing might not be as strong as it was previously. So if there's any week for another show to kind of like take command of the best show, this would be the week. So it's going to be interesting. But I still am very excited about this. So anyway, up to the next one. Shichise no Subaru. Or what's the alternative name? 7 Senses of the Reunion, because that's definitely exactly the literal translation. So in this episode, we have some more trying to accept the fact that they're all gonna be together, or accepting the fact that that Asahi is dead, but apparently, oh god, what happened in this episode? Oh my gosh, it's like some of these shows just blur by. So it's kind of difficult for me to just like commentate on them, because it's like, I'm trying to remember what happened. But basically, there's a couple of questing, a little bit more information about the rings in the game that were kind of a big deal during the first episode, and we start to see more of them as we learn more about the party of Subaru. Basically, the rings were a thing both in the game and outside of the game to represent that they are they're all parts of the team Subaru. And basically, it was a thing that they all bought together at a like little like market stall thing in a mall. Oh god. Just I go through these so quickly that it's just like we have a little bit more of in-game work as they try to farm ingredients to make a new set of rings inside the game between the three characters that are kind of the focus at the moment. Asahi, Haruto, and starts with an S. I don't remember her name. Oh god, it's not going to be on this list. Rip. I'd have to look it up. But basically, they all work together to try and her name is Satsuki. So Haruto, Asahi, and Satsuki are the currently living, or the currently focused group. They all get new rings to wear, and there's a little bit of comedy tossed in about putting on the ring because Satsuki definitely has feelings for Subaru despite all of the tsundere waves she sends. I couldn't say that with a straight face. But anyway, they resolve to reform Subaru, at least get them all to meet up again for one last time. And they also, Satsuki, Haruto, and Asahi actually refight the boss that killed Asahi, kind of trying to clear the PTSD that Haruto has about that boss. So that was the last kind of like big event of the episode. So anyway, that basically covers Seven Senses of the Reunion. That name is horrible. Anyway, it's definitely improved a lot. I know I've kind of been like a little bit scatterbrained when it comes to this. But you know, hey, it happens. Whatever. I think this still is a decent show. It definitely has a lot more story than action, which I think probably works better in its favor. But you never know. We'll see. And oh god, is that it? I meant to watch Hayakura no How. I don't even know. I was meaning to watch this, never got around to it. Whoops. I did actually hear from a friend of mine that Planet With is actually definitely one of those shows to watch this season. I only had enough time to watch like 6 shows before, so whoops. But apparently this is one of the shows to watch. I'm definitely going to try to make time for it. I swear. I am trying. This week was a little bit hectic for me as I had a midterm alongside a project that I had to work on. Up next, we have Josh-chan Dropkick. Now, I know Nellie-san said he was going to drop this one. I said I was probably going to watch another episode. I did. And definitely the second episode was a lot weaker than the first one. At least in my opinion. It was exactly as Nellie-san said, where it's definitely a show that like would have worked better in a 5-minute episode format or a 15-minute episode format and not a full half-hour format. Yes, it is a snake girl. Yeah. It's yeah. Basically, we didn't get too much more story about it, but or actually no, we got a little bit of backstory on Jocelyn-chan and Medusa's relationship. So that was really interesting to learn a little bit more about. Definitely seeing that Medusa just blindly is okay with everything that Jocelyn-chan does, even though she just does anything and everything. But this is definitely, it still has that funny, but it's definitely one of those things that I don't know if I would like reading the manga for it, or is the manga for Coma? Like, that's really the question that I get with a lot of these is, you know, how do we want to, like, what's the best way to kind of approach this? It's definitely funny. It definitely has its moments, but it's not all the time. There are cold points. There are points where you're waiting for a little bit too long. They go for quick gags, and I know that. It's defined to be a slapstick comedy, and it definitely has fun with that. So I don't know if it's going to be able to live to next week, so we'll see what happens. But so far, I found it enjoyable. Probably not going to be around next week. And there's, I think, 2 or 3 more shows at the moment. Yeah, there's 3 more shows that we have. And this is the most recent one that I have seen. Free Dive into the Future episode number 2. Yo, no Nelson. No Nelson today. X-Clone Gaming X. Sorry. He kind of went AWOL, so I don't know what happened. But anyway, hopefully, he'll be around next time, most likely. But anyway, hey, what's up? Anyway, we're gonna see what happens with this one. Anyway, so Free Dive into the Future episode number 2. After some more swimming action. Oh my god, so much swim, boys. It's too many swims. It's a little much. Oh my god, this show is weird. It's so weird to, like, describe this show, because it's like, it's gay, but it's good. When is it never much? I know. No, I don't know the words for it. It's just like, it feels like raw energy that just, like, I don't know how to, like, formulate it. Basically, in that's definitely a highlight for the night. So basically, I love when chat catches up to it. But basically, in this episode, we have some more swims going on. And Haru and Izuku. I'm trying to remember the names of the boys. Oh god. Basically, Haru and his previous friend, I can't remember if his name's Izuku. Gosh. I swear to God, I am not looking up the free wiki so I can actually get the character names. Ikuya. Basically, Haru and Ikuya. Haru's, like, chasing after Ikuya for, like, the entirety of the episode. And eventually, they finally meet after a lot of just like, oh, he's this way. Oh, he's this way. Oh, he's swimming now. Oh, he's super duper good and he can do all the swims. And then they finally meet and it's like, do you no longer swim in a relay? And he's like, no, I can swim by myself. And then in comes that boy. I forget who the dude is. It's one of the people that go to the same school, Hiyori, who basically slides in as like, yo, you don't need your old friends when you have me, your cool new friend. Let's go. and basically steals that boy. So yeah, that happened. And that basically describes the entire episode. So in summary, Haru sees that boy, and that boy's like, I'm not interested in you no more. I got this other man. And then they walk off. And that's basically the summary of the episode. It's so weird. But there was a swimming section. So that's pretty cool, right? Oh my god. I don't know why I watch this show, but dear lord. It's trying to hit those multiple demographics for sure. But yeah, so that covers Free Dive into the Future. Once again, Nellie-san probably watched Grand Blue, probably liked it. I don't know. We're down to the final two. We got Yuragiso no Yuna-san. And this one, we had the pilot episode where basically MC Kun comes into town. He's like, oh yeah, I can, get rid of ghosts, and he exercises a ghost, and then he's like, hey, I'm gonna go and live in this spooky hot springs. He meets up with what's her name, Yuna, who is a ghost who had died there, but he's under not a mantra, but he's like under his own self oath that he won't harm women. So he's like, okay, I'll try to help you. Like, what are your what do you think's holding you here? And basically starts to really connect with her. In comes a priest who tries to purify her. And Kogarashi's like, no, this is my friend, and it's my job, so I'm gonna stop you from trying to exorcise her. And then we start to get definitely some of hurting women is bad. Definitely. Clone X Gaming, or X Clone Gaming X. So basically tries to calm things down. Kind of works, kind of doesn't. And the episode ends with a little bit of a harem joke, but it definitely was an interesting first episode. You're introduced to what seems to be the primary cast. I don't know. Yeah. But yeah, it was an interesting episode. I don't know how the show's gonna really play out. It's definitely gonna need at minimum one more episode. I have a feeling it's gonna be very much or maybe 2 episodes. It's gonna be a kind of a monster of the week mixed with just generic slice of life harem. So it's gonna be difficult to kind of pin down what we're gonna get out of this. But it might be good, might be not. So far, it seems enjoyable. We haven't gotten to the school life, which I think is going to be next episode, but I'm not entirely certain. So, more to come. And ending this off, oh yes, Happy Sugar Life. Oh, it's so sweet, but so bitter. I think one of the things that I am very glad that this show got rid of very quickly is the predatory teacher trope. It's bad. It's a very bad trope. But it definitely gave an excuse for one of the dilemmas left at the end of the last episode, where basically Sato had the body parts of Shio's parents, and it's so tart, so sweet, yet so bitter, so tart. From Wolf Chaos, kind of. The so sweet is basically Sato's reaction every time she sees Shio, and then whenever there's impure love, she associates that with bitterness, And there was equal parts sweetness and bitterness this episode. You have a predatory teacher trope, which is definitely very bitter. But I think one of the cool things about this episode, this is like a minor detail that like not many people are gonna really think about, but the use of I don't know the technical names of or the name of it, but it's basically I want to say it's like a rape alarm or something like that. Or basically it's you have a thing that when you pull, it makes a really loud high pitched noise designed to alert basically everyone around that you are in need of help. And that was really it was a really cool inclusion because that is something that definitely a lot of people who don't feel secure being by themselves definitely need to have. And while Japan is one of the more safer places, definitely comparing that to the United States, oh gosh, tons safer. It doesn't mean that everywhere is safe and everyone is safe. So having something like that is definitely interesting. Yeah, like yeah, safety alarm or something like that. Just tried looking that up, just trying to get if there was like a brand name or something. But that was definitely a nice little inclusion to like kind of not promote or like it wasn't like a direct promotion of kind of like trying to make sure that you're safe while going around at night, but it was still like, you know, it was still a really interesting thing to include. But yeah, basically this episode has stalker teacher. Sato apparently quit her job at the diner and had moved back to the maid cafe. Apparently she was getting stalked by somebody, which turns out to be the creepy teacher, who's also married and has a daughter, because that's not creepy. This show is all sorts of messed up. I should probably preface that. It's intentionally meant to be creepy. It's meant to be unsettling. It's meant to hit topics that generally don't get hit in most mediums, which is one of the cool things that anime does do, is that it goes outside of most realms of reality, but not even reality, like kind of just like an extended universe, or not an extended universe. I'm trying to like kind of to those edge cases, and it kind of helps those who need to be reached out to, or it can. We got a question real quick before I continue explaining Happy Sugar Life. Does anime generally take place in Japan, or does it depend? So more often than not, anime does take place in Japan. There are definitely some instances where it is outside of Japan, either for a couple scene, or like for like an episode, or maybe a couple scenes. But most stories are told in Japan. Alternatively, it's going to be another world or something else like that, or a different reality where the geopolitical structure is different. And it's not just limited to magical worlds. You have worlds where it's like, no, it's all good. You have worlds where like machines are kind of like the leader of things. It really depends on the show that you watch. More often than not, if you're going with a general slice of life, it's going to end up being in Japan. But, you know, travel is a thing. For example, Persona 5, the animation, there's a scene where there's a section where the whole cast and crew's gonna be going to Hawaii. If they haven't already done that, I'm trying to remember if that's happened in the anime. I think it did happen already. Where they go to Hawaii for an episode. I think the show K-On! And this is like an older show. While they spend a lot of their time in Japan or in their Japanese high school, I think there's a whole like arc where they go to like the UK or something like that. I've seen like a meme or two about it. So it really depends on the show. And the primary reason why they do that is just for kind of relatability between the audience that they're trying to hit and all that. But yeah. Anyway, back to Happy Sugar Life. So basically, after threatening her instructor with exposing the fact that he's basically sleeping around, Sato manages to get him to throw away the remains of Shio's parents. Meanwhile, at her work, one of her previous coworkers, the one who got trapped and bad stuff at her previous job, basically the focus of the previous episode, he's now employed at the same maid cafe or maid/butler cafe, but now he has like a really big fear of older women because of his experience. And so what happens in this episode, basically he's on his way to work or on his way back from work, and he sees a person getting beaten up, and this is the person who's been handing out these flyers searching for Shio, and brings this person into the work, being like, hey, I found this person outside getting like beat up by all these people, can we help this person? And they're like, yeah, sure. Additionally, we find out that he's now obsessed also with Shio. So it seems like this is going to be a fight for who gets to keep Shio. And Shio's the blue hair girl in this iconography. So it's interesting. We're definitely like scaling up the like dynamic, like we're picking up the cast, which is cool. We're getting more characters to kind of see how they interact together. And that's going to be definitely something that I'm looking forward to with the next episode. This is slowly becoming more and more my favorite show. And I initially labeled it as trash. It is really, really good. The animation moments where when Sato's like away from home, like the animation's like it's not flat, but it's like it's a step above flat. And then when she's at home, when she's with Shio, it's like it's sparkly, it's exciting, and you can sense how she feels when she's with Shio. And we're learning more about all these different characters and building this world out, which I think is going to make the next couple of episodes really, really more interesting. But yeah, so that concludes Happy Sugar Life. Whoops, I just closed my Twitch chat. RIP. Wrong browser. But that's going to conclude a majority of the shows this week. We did get a trailer for Attack on Titan Season 3. And that was... I haven't seen it yet. Hopefully it's good. Hopefully it's at least tolerable. But we'll see what happens. I do also want to quickly take a moment and talk about something that Nellie-san and I forgot to talk about last week. Oh, wait, actually, one little note that I do want to make about Happy Sugar Life. I swear to God, when I was watching it, I heard literally some music from Bleach. I can't remember the exact track, and I wish I spent the time to find it, but I was like, is that from Bleach? Like, it was like a similar kind of like, it was kind of like a combat theme, but it was like overlaid with another like beat, so it was different, but it felt very similar, which is really interesting because they're animated by different companies, so, ooh, interesting rights questions. But that was the last little thought. Anyway, going back to what I was saying, Nellie-san and I forgot to talk about this last week, and actually this segues perfectly fine. The creator of Bleach, Tite Kubo, recently released a one-shot for his new manga, Burn the Witch, which was very interesting. Basically, it focuses on a kind of group of like wizards or witches who kind of control underground London. It was an interesting little concept. The style is kind of lacking. The scenes are really beautiful, as you can probably see with some of these. Like the background scenery, really, really good. Definitely like not really a whole loss of quality. But at the same time, there were kind of slower moments, though. But what I personally wasn't the biggest fan of it. But to be fair, I was also really burned out towards the end of Bleach. But I will say one of the best moments is we get a connection to the original story. So Soul Society West Branch. That's interesting. And add on top of that, something that one of the comments pointed out for this, BLEACH, and the text, "This universe will not end." So it seems like this is going to be set in a similar universe to Bleach, except on a more western / central front. So basically hitting a UK audience. Or not a UK audience, but like being set in the UK or Europe, and kind of having a lot more creative freedom with it. So that was definitely something really interesting to read. But yeah, I like the one-shot concept. I'm excited to see if it's going to become a full series. If it does, I'll definitely be reading it. Otherwise, nothing lost, nothing gained. But yeah, so that basically concludes the Weebs section of the show. Now, sadly, we don't have our lead economist to give us a state of the meme economy. So I guess we have to resort to Reddit reaction? Oh God, this is scary. So we're going to do a Reddit reaction of the subreddit anime_IRL. For those unfamiliar with anime IRL, basically it's all posts must be expressive / relatable in nature. So basically, kind of hitting on not depression memes, but kind of depression memes. It's gonna be interesting. I can't remember. Is this the one that I wanted to start with? No, this isn't the one I wanted to start with. Darn it, I was so close. Welcome to Anime IRL. It's trash. Oh God. We'll actually start with this one. Which, come on. Give me the actual link. I will what? Anyway, I will do my best to become a person I can be proud of. I'm 23 years old and have already wasted my entire life. And this is what it's meant by relatable. A lot of these are either taken directly from a source or they're slightly modified. So, fun times. This one. Yes. This is, I think, a Steins Gate reference. So basically, I actually haven't seen Steins Gate, and that's definitely one of the shows that I definitely want to watch at some point. Basically, this is one of the main girls. She's looking at a picture of mad scientist, and she's like fawning over it, and she realizes she's being watched. Actually, like this is a trope that you see a lot in anime sometimes, where it's like, oh, they're like obsessing over a photo of somebody. I don't know. Does that really happen here? We have another one. This seems to be from some sort of biking show, if I'm remembering. Yeah, fictional crushes, to be honest. You're having fun by yourself. Someone catches you. You want to stop and erase that moment. So at times like this, we just pretend we didn't see anything. Okay. Oh, Lord. That's actually a really good gift. I'm trying to remember what the anime was for that. I can't remember. Oh well. More anime IRL. And here we go. Yes. A good old Pokemon meme. When did you become such a good cook? When you two weren't home. Poor Brock. Oh, gosh. Oh, gosh. Oof. It's a good one. Actually, what's really funny is I've been actually seeing a lot of Pokemon memes on this. It's been a while since I last took a look at Anime IRL. But last time I was here, there were a lot of Brock memes, I'll be honest. Here's a good one. Oh yes. This one's really good. So convention photos. Is this mom? Chi-chan, you have good eyes. You were so slim back then. Daddy's in there too. It's embarrassing. This is where your dad and I met at the convention. Where's Dad? Nope, Dad isn't that tall. Him? Nope, Dad isn't that tall at all. Haha, wrong. Here's your dad. So good. It's really scary that sometimes guys are actually able to pull off girls at anime conventions. It's pretty good, and it's actually a recurring meme on this subreddit. Cross-dressing is amazing. Yeah. And I think her mother was Hatsune Miku, and then and then her father in this case is the main character from Bakemonogatari, or not the main male protagonist, but the main female protagonist. But anyway, good memes. Good old Crunchyroll pseudo ad. City is filled with boring, unfamiliar faces. There's no one here that I can relate to. Sometimes I wonder. Tension. Is that anime? In my city? Do you like anime? Are you a casual? Do you like SAO? Do you prefer subs or dubs? Do you have friends? Be my friend, be my friend, be my friend, be my friend. this actually is kind of layered in a way, because in Japanese subways, it's a general trend to kind of keep to yourself, but you have your bags that kind of show off a little bit of your personality, like kind of like phone charms in a way. Those are kind of like meant to show off some of your interests. So basically, Hime-chan is looking at Hime-chan's the like, not, it's the mascot character for Crunchyroll, and she's looking at the main girl from New Games bag, and that's 2020 Chopper from One Piece. So it's definitely like a very internal promotional image, but it's pretty funny in a way. And it's just like trying to reach out to people. And also the drawing quality is really, really good. Gotta say, 10 out of 10. I approve. All right, up next, we're slowly making our way up the list. We're probably down to the last couple. So let's take a look at this one. Oh yes, of course, we can't get through an episode without a Love Live reference. Yeah, I'd say I'm great in bed. I can sleep for days. Oh my. That's not even worth being on screen. Me. Shouts to Wolf's Chaos in chat. All right. We have another kind of long-running meme. What do you think? Kill me now. Well, I think you look very nice. Thank you. Hardly any reaction at all. Damn, she's sexy. Oh, that's difficult. Oh God, what is the name of this show? Because it's about I think it's Interview with Monster Girls is, I think, the name of it. Let me just Demi-chan, this is the show. Yeah. And I think this woman here is, I don't even know. Yeah. Saki Sato. Succubus is, who works as a math teacher. Now that scene actually makes a lot more sense. Okay. Yeah. That makes a lot more sense. So he's basically just trying his best to not, like, fall for her traps. That's pretty good. That's actually pretty cool. Yeah. Interview with Monster Girls. Because who wants to learn about monsters, right? That's definitely still a trend. All right, up next. Oh no. A Persona 5 or a Persona 3 manga. Was this edited? I have no idea. What do you call it when you thrust a hairy pole in and out of your mouth, and then at the end you spit out a white liquid, brushing your teeth, and then I guess is going for fellatio, and then realizes her mistake. This might be a doujinshi, or a doujin, which is basically kind of like a self-produced manga. Generally, it's kind of like the fan comic attempt. So it's definitely like a market if you want to like see how other people extend the universe. Which some doujins are good, a lot aren't. So be warned if you ever go into that market. Do you want them salty or sweet? Says the cat at the popcorn stand. I know this cat is from some manga. I don't know which one. You want them salty or sweet? I want them like her. We do not have ugly popcorn. It's just, The memes are too good. They really are. But yeah. So that's it. I have seen this meme, Lamau. Yeah, no, it's a good one. A little bit low res in my opinion, but MBD. Especially for being 1,000 by 1,000, basically. Oh well. Up next, we're up to the top 4 for the month. So, let's see what we got. Low res, some more dank. Exactly. Ah, yes. Accidental anime frames. I have no idea which show this is from. But dear Lord, the animators made a mistake. I love when you have these like accidental stills and you kind of forget about them. And it's like, oh, whoops. Animation mistakes happen. Don't pay too much attention to them. At least they animated bubbles. Like, that actually adds a little bit more confusion the more I think about it. Because that means that they were aware that that child was underwater. It must have been a gag or something. I don't get it. From Wolf Chaos in chat. No, I think the animators were trying to express their emotions at the time of animating that scene. Yeah. Why are we still here just to suffer the body I've lost, the comrades I've lost won't stop hurting? It's like they're all still there. You feel it too, don't you? I'm gonna make them get back our past. They're taking the meme from or the line from Metal Gear Solid 5. Oh my god. I've never really looked at these comments. They're real in a nutshell. Oh, this is good. What the heck? Oh my god. Anyway, that is number 4. I think we're going to look at the comments for the top 5 for sure. All right. This one actually I think is a Yu-Gi-Oh one. So, but there will be one additional condition. If you lose, you'll become my slave, my love slave. I'm fine with that. Oh, man. English censorship, right? I don't even remember a setting like this from the anime. This is another one that's been up for a while. But yeah, so memes, my dudes. And proceeds to throw harder than ever, somehow still wins. He wanted to lose, but the heart of the cards would not allow it. He belongs to it. God, look at his grandpa. Oh, so good. I use Pot of Green. Pegasus walks in, crosses out the 2 on the card text, and marks a 5 above it. Leads. I have Exodia somehow. I know he is. So what kind of stuff does work dubbers miss out? Cigarettes and death. A lot of sexual harassment and attempted rape. That is true. Hey, Nellie-san's alive. Oh my god. Yeah. Dear Lord. Man. Oh, wait, hold up. Give me a second. Something's being... Oh, God. Oh, God.
Hello.
Oh, Lord,
Can
that's
you hear
loud.
me?
Very loud.
Oh no.
There we go. Nellie-san's now on the stream. Oh wait, shoot. That means I have to get
sort of.
Yeah, dear Lord. You voice okay?
Let me talk about why my voice is gone.
Karaoke.
So last night after my D&D club, we were getting dinner.
Mm-hmm.
But by the time we left the dinner place, it was midnight, so we missed all the trains. Trains didn't run again until 5 a.m.
Ooh.
So our DM was like, "Hey, you guys want to go to karaoke?"
Karaoke
And this
until
was
5 a.m.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So this was also after they got a good amount of drinks in me.
Oh no.
Because we did Nomi Hodai, which is all you can drink.
Mm.
It was all you can drink for 2 hours for $12 about. At the restaurant. And then we went to karaoke. Karaoke also has Nomi Hodai.
Oh no.
So we did that too. And everyone was like, "Oh, Nelson's so like wholesome. Let's get him really drunk."
You poor soul.
And that's why I didn't wake up until 1 p.m. today.
Oh no. And I'm guessing you probably didn't watch any anime.
Oh god, let's see what I watched. Nothing that I haven't seen anything that's come out today. But other than that, I've seen everything. But everything that comes out today is basically everything I'm watching.
Yeah, I know.
So
do we want to maybe move the show a day? Would that make sense? I don't know.
I don't know how long you've been going with this or what you've done.
I've only gone for an hour 10. We are on the top 2 from past month of Anime IRL right now. So if you just want to watch on stream, or actually just pull up the Anime IRL. Here, I'll send you the thingy.
All right. This is the Memes Podcast.
Dude, like I got through all of the shows in about 47 minutes. I was doing pretty good.
Nice.
But we are on the top 2.
I'll give my opinions on all this shit next time.
Yeah.
Next week.
It also makes up for the fact that I did not watch Princess Mononoke.
Oh yeah,
which was my
yeah.
assigned watching. But I will say,
disappointing.
I do have a counter for it. I watched all 3 seasons of Rick and Morty.
Not sure how I feel about that.
Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, it's a good show, but
yeah,
there's a stigma.
Yeah, no, there is. It was enjoyable, but it wasn't like worship worthy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah. Anyway, we have number 2, which is from Kiki's Delivery Service. Living on your own sure costs a lot, as she holds a frying pan. That's very relatable. I feel like the previous ones were a lot better before we got to these upper ones. We had a nice little variety of stuff. Anyway, any opinions? Just relatable?
Me? I'm trying to find which one you're on.
Top of all month.
All month, okay.
Yeah. It should have done that for you with the link I sent, but
oh, it did, but I clicked it to all time because I didn't know what you were doing.
Nah. Number 2, just living on your own sure costs a lot. It's been forever since I last watched Kiki's Delivery Service. I should rewatch it. Do a Ghibli run.
Just a binge.
Actually, I saw something. Oh god, my throat's now going. I saw something. It was I think some theaters are gonna be showing Ghibli films.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah,
so Sisters told me.
Yeah, So I'm
And they're like, "Oh, you're gonna miss your favorite movie. You're gonna miss Princess Mononoke because
yeah, it's
you
like
still."
it's this week.
And I was like, after they messaged me, that was like, I literally watched it yesterday.
Your voice is just so low.
I know
Oh,
it's kind of nice. I
yeah,
like it, but at the same time,
it
I
hurts.
really it doesn't hurt.
Mm.
I'll, I'll call numbs, which is good.
Oh no,
And I think there's still a little in my system because
don't do
I
drugs,
drank a lot.
kids. But yeah. Anyway, we're on to number 1 now. The Imager link. Ah, yes, 2468. You've been staying up too late.
Maybe that's too real.
It is too
That's
real.
applicable. That's applicable.
So real. Oh.
If there was something about being blackout drunk in there, that'd be just 100% accurate.
Oh Lord. Yeah. Too real. I don't like it. Yeah. Anyway, that has been the subreddit Anime IRL 10 out of 10 subreddit. Don't you agree?
Yeah.
Anyway, whoops. I don't know if we have too much left. I was actually planning on making this a shorter episode because I got stuff I need to do.
Yeah.
And you're probably not feeling super duper good.
I'm feeling better by the moment, but I also probably shouldn't be talking.
True. So I think we're gonna have this cut a little bit short. I'm also super exhausted and I still got like more stuff to do. I had a midterm today. Oh, that was bad.
I have finals starting on Thursday.
Oh dear Lord.
Woo.
But it starts Thursday and you should be in the clear by next show.
I mean, I'll still have 2 finals after.
Oh God.
Yeah,
Oh.
I have finals Thursday, Friday, and then the following Monday, Tuesday, and then I fly back to America on that next Thursday.
Oh wow, that is coming up.
It's fast. Yeah.
So wait, so you're
less than 2 weeks now.
So
Flying
okay,
back.
yeah. No, that makes sense. My internal math clock was wrong. Yeah, I do want to talk to you about that. 'Cause we'll do that after stream though. So anyway, we're gonna cut it off at this point. Thank you all for watching and listening and just enjoying the madness ensuing. Thank you, Nellie-san, for climbing out of bed to chat.
Don't thank me. I don't deserve it. I do genuinely feel really bad for missing.
Yeah. No, I don't blame you. Nellie-san didn't die. Yay. Hey, at least you can maintain the fact that you've been here for every single episode. So
am I really here though? Do we really exist?
Why are we here? Just to suffer? That was in the comments of number 3, or no, it was number 4, I think.
Anyways, let's
why are we here? Just to suffer? Anyway, we're gonna close out. Make sure to, if you're interested in learning about when these go live, make sure to follow me on Twitter at Alex Rusher, and hey, toss a follow over to Nellie-san at Nellie-san _. If you missed anything this stream, you can tune in to the VOD of this stream on I'm trying to remember the name of it. YouTube.com. On YouTube, just look up Weebs and Memes Podcast. You should be able to find it. Alternatively, I do have a link in my channel description for that. I think in my Twitter as well. And I'll be tweeting out when that goes live. And then make sure to follow me on here on Twitch, so that way you can get notifications when we go live. And I also go live Monday at noon, and I think next Monday we're going to be starting Splatoon 2. So anyway, that's going to cover everything. We got to wrap this up. So thank you all for listening. And we are going to outro with a song. So give me 1 second. We're going to go with Under Your Spell by Broken Elegance. Thank you all
Nice.
for
Thanks for listening.
listening.
Don't do what I did, kids.